Hey everyone. I am teaching a workshop in, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks. What's today? But yeah, a little over 4 weeks. A junk journaling workshop, and the challenge is that I only have about 2 hours to do it. I will take the first half hour and show some examples, talk about paper selection, talk about sort of the idea behind junk journaling, make sure that we take perfection out of this and toss it out the window, that kind of thing. And, just in general, talk about supplies. I would like to think that we could do that in less than half an hour, but I want people to be able to ask questions, and people will show up late and so forth. So that leaves me about an hour and a half to put together some kind of a junk journal, which obviously is gonna, it's not gonna be super embellished, but I think it would at least, get you going. What I am going to do to save time is I'm going to cut some pieces ahead of time. These are 8.5 by 11 divided in half, which is 8.5 by 5.5. So I will have a bunch of these cut out where people can just select, this size sheet to get started. So you are going to get to be my guinea pigs, and this would be a great beginner's venture into making a simple junk journal. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to suggest that they pick 8 out of this list. And again, I'm going to have a bunch of them handy. I'll definitely have some coffee dyes, some ledger, some envelopes, probably some book pages, notebook paper. I'm going to try to have, pardon me just a moment. Some kind of clear, like tracing paper, something transparent, because it's very pretty, and it's nice to be able to see how that works. Some music paper, if I can find enough. Some, maybe some notepads that can be folded in half. I doubt they're going to have piano paper. I don't know that I have enough to bring everyone, but there will definitely be large index cards, graph paper. I don't know that I'll be able to get some doilies. Don't know that I'll be able to get some maps, but maybe. And definitely we'll have some old calendar pages. So they're going to be able to pick 8 from that list. Most of them will already be cut like this. Then they're also going to pick 4 scrapbook papers. Oh, this is the calendar. And I thought I'd bring a greeting card along. So 4 pieces of scrapbook paper and 2 pieces of cardstock, preferably double-sided. So that's where we're going to start. And since they're already going to have that cut, let's just start there and see how it goes. So these are cut down. Like I said, these are 8.5 by 11s. I don't see the other half of the stack anywhere handy, but we can pretend these are the same. So it's 8.5 by 11, cut down the middle. And I have 7 of these, and I'm going to cut this one down to the same size, which is 8.5 by 5.5, which will make a 4.25 by 5.5 page. So I want to do this in real time. I mean, they will already have these, so I want to do this in real time. So let's just get started. So if you would like to join me, hit pause, go grab some papers, pick 8 out of these, 4 scrapbook papers, and 2, scrapbook cardstock. So it's a heavier cardstock. And let's get going. So first thing I'm going to do is cut down what is not already cut down as far as my papers go. So I want papers, all 4 of my scrapbook papers and my calendar page, all cut down to 8.5 by 5.5. So let's get going on that. And we also are definitely going to save all of our scraps because those are going to be very useful as we go to make envelopes and tags and such. All right, got this one, and I'm going to fold that in half. There's one. Now I'm going to cut an 8.5 by 5.5 out of these. And there are some scraps. You can do a lot with those. And more scraps. I think this size journal is a great sort of starter size because I actually wish I turned that the other way. Oh, well. Because it's less intimidating to fill up, to make sure you have enough things in it. So particularly when you're in a limited time. And they're also great because they're easy to carry around. And if you have limited supplies of things like coffee dyed paper, I know most of us have mounds of it, but if you don't, then this is a great way to get two pieces out of one. So 2 pages out of one. And yes, the heater has gotten me to the point where I now have to start stripping my extra clothes. All right, let's get these folded in half. I did not mean to imply I am without clothes, just that I'm down to short sleeves versus having on the flannel warmth that I had on a moment ago. All right. So how is everyone's week going so far? I am telling you, for me, it has been just a little on the hectic side. And for no particular reason other than just it seemed like there was a lot I needed to get done, and I just didn't feel like I had enough time to get it done, and it's only Tuesday. But the bulk of my week, it may be different for other people, but most of my week fits into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Those are the 3 days that are just, most things are packed into those 3 days. Now, I obviously still work and everything on Thursday and Friday, and, you know, I still have things to do. But it just doesn't seem as hectic. Okay, I'm going to set all of this off to the side for a moment. And now we're going to concentrate on our signature. And this is how I do this. Everyone's a little different. I'm going to make sure, I'm going to try to get that in there. I'm going to separate out my pages by plain paper, lined kind of paper, Blinders Specialty or whatever. I think I'm going to actually count that as plain paper. And then I have my scrap of paper. So this way I can kind of make sure I'm keeping it mixed up. And I think I want this for the outside. Well, and let's just get this settled right here. I'm going to glue those two together and make that into a pocket. So this has to go somewhere, and I'm thinking that might be the center. It is. It's going to be the center. Okay. So let's get going. Let's take that and maybe some music paper. Oh, that's pretty. And then, there we go. This, and then of course I forgot to put this in here, so let's see, where can we put that? Right there. And now I think actually I'm going to, no. I'm probably going to cover this because, you know, maybe not everybody wants to have Happy Hanukkah. So, yeah, let's do it that way. Okay, so this is now our signature. And it has, let's just count them up real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not going to count that. Well, I guess I should put the other 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, essentially 13 pages. And that's probably going to be something that some people are not going to particularly care for. So we are going to add a piece of this heavier, this right here. Nothing says we can't have heavier paper in here. Right? Right. Actually is one of my favorite numbers, but not everyone feels that way, so all right, let's find a good place for this. I want to put it next to that other heavier piece. But this might be nice. Yes. Yes, that looks good. Okay. Now we're going to work on our cover. And I think this, but I really like this. Let's just cut it and find out. Okay, so the size on this, if I remember the last time I did this size, the cover was 9 by 6. So in this case, I think I'm going to have this be the front and that be the back. I could have that the front and that the back. No, make this the front. So I'm going to make this 9 by 6. Now we have some nice scraps there as well. You know, I should have cut this. I should have made this longer this way, and I could have folded that up. Oh well, too late now. So I should have made this by 9 by 8, and then I could have folded this up and I'd have had a built-in pocket, but it's okay. We can still put nice pockets in there. All right. So it is Tuesday. That looks pretty good. Sticks out just a little bit. Kind of expected that, because that's what happens when you fold several. They're gonna, can you see? They sort of fold out like that. It gets a little bit better whenever you sew the signature together because you're really pushing these center ones down, but it's still going to be uneven. I usually just trim some of that off, so I'm not worried about it when I feel like doing it. Sometimes I just leave them because it's kind of, again, one of those charms of homemade books things. So there's that. Now we're going to sew in our signature. I don't think I brought anything to sew it with, but I do have with me, this is my pokey tool. See? See? And I have a couple of needles, but the one I like the most is, I believe it's considered a cross stitch needle. So the eye is a fairly good size, but not terribly large. And then I think we will put this together with, let me think. Do I want to use, embroidery floss or string? I don't think string, I think embroidery floss. So you just hold tight while I grab some embroidery floss. I have quite the selection. So now we just have to decide on a color. I'm thinking just white. I think that might really look nice. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep this simple. Ha! Okay. Let's get this I think I'm picking the wrong end to undo. There we go. Maybe one of these ends will give me something. Oh my word. Oh, now we have 3 ends. This is not working out so well. I may just have to undo some of this and redo it. Oh, there we go. Well, no, still not. I am not the one who bound these up like this. This is not my kind of thing. And I'm trying to be patient. Are you being patient? Because it's not working very well for me. Okay, so we need 2.5 or so. I try to go a little extra because I may want to put dangles at the ends. So this is actually going to be way more than enough. Yeah, this is going to be way more than enough. I'm going to have dangles for days, but at least it won't be too short, and I will redo that another day. And of all the things that I enjoy about this, I will be really honest, this is my least favorite part. This is, I don't even know what this is. If anybody can even tell me what this is, that would be great. It's an old piece of some kind of foamy thing, and I use it because I happen to not have a phone book. Do we do phone books anymore? And I'm also going to strongly advise you take the moment to use your bulldog clips. I think that's what they're called. Because if you don't, I'm telling you, you're gonna regret it someday. Even if it's not the first time, it will be someday. So I have my signature kind of pushed down tight in there, tight down in that corner. And then I'm going to clip that side. Push it down really tight. And clip this side. Don't think you're done there, because I've had this side slip because I did not do all of it. And I want it more closed than I do open, so I'm not going to open this up wide. I'm going to keep it kind of closed and pushed down in there. Okay, this is the time to do a double check. There's about as much space here as there is here. And that looks really nice and tight down in that corner. And that's what I want. So, if you're doing a bigger journal, I think measuring is a wonderful idea, particularly if you're doing more than one signature. But with one signature, I don't think it's necessary. So I'm going to come in here about halfway. And see how I'm keeping the book somewhat pulled together? I find my middle and I push all the way down. And I make sure it goes like into my foam. And the reason why I do that is because I want the hole on this side to be a decent size. Otherwise, I end up struggling whenever I go to put this together. And I have said more curse words over junk journaling just trying to get this bound than anything else. Now I'm going to come in about an inch or so, do the same thing. And come in about an inch or so on the other side and do the same thing. Come around here and check, and it is going right down my spine. So yay for that. And that's because I kept this mostly closed as I did these pins or these clips. So now with my bad eyes, we're going to try to thread this needle. And I make no promises of not getting frustrated, because it's not likely. Oh, managed to get that in there. Okay, that's good, that's good. Now we have a length of thread. We're going to start in the center. There are several different ways of doing this. This is just the way I do it, and it's really not even the way I always do it. It's the way I do it most of the time. So I come in, and because I went all the way through with my pokey tool, this is moving really easily. So I'm going to hold on to that thread just to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Then I'm going to come back up through the center. And well, I want to leave that tail there, but I want to make sure I don't have too much. And then I'm going to go back into the center and up through the other end. And now I realize that I have not enough tail here. So I'm going to actually pull this back through. I want a little more tail here. Okay, so now the short tail hangs out below. And I don't even know if that's below. Let's see. No, this is, I don't think there's any other pages here that are upright. Yeah, so this is the top. This tail will hang out past the end, which is what I want to make sure. Now, get that out of the way. Making sure everything's nice and tight. Tight back here. And now I come up under this one because it helps me keep things from moving. I'm sure there are other reasons for it. It makes it better or not, I don't know. But for me, I just don't want anything moving at this point. And I can see that this has gotten a little loose, so I'm going to pull that before. Oh, and now this end is a little loose. Now I've got those. No, I don't have those taut. Okay, we're going to undo this before I go getting crazy. Why is that so loose? Okay, let's try this again. And I'm not going to go into this time because I don't have my needle on there anymore. Okay. Y'all, I'm telling you, this is the part that kills me. Maybe because I twisted that up too much. I don't know. But you know what I can do? I can get just a little bit of Fabri-Tac. And give myself a little bit of sticky there. Of course, I've also got a little bit of sticky on my hands now. All right. Let's see if I can get it done right this time. My least favorite part of this is this binding shenanigan stuff. There we go. And now, so I never have to do that part again in this journal. I make sure I have quite a few knots there. And we are through with that. And now I have some strings hanging here, and we have a little journal. And look, we got it taut enough that our papers are all nice and tucked inside. How's that? Okay, so I'm probably going to, why don't we just plan on getting this kind of mostly done, and then we will take we'll come back and do more in a different video, but we want to get this all nice and timed because we're going to do this in an hour and a half. Goals. Okay, I would like to put something pretty on the front. Let's see here. We have tons of lace. I don't want that quite yet. And I have these fabric pieces. Maybe, baby. I thought that would go nicely. with this book. Keep that along. Oh, that is a pretty blue. I think this is what we are going to use for a tie. I can take some of this Sari silk with me and let a few people have some. If I think I have enough, that would be nice, but I can at least show what that would look like. There are other options, of course. Oh, that black looks nice too. Oh, that does look nice. I don't know. What are we going to do on the front here? I think we may have to just put a little lace down the side because I want to make sure everyone can do it, right? I want to make sure it's something. I mean, I could get a nice image to go on the front and I could collage this down and that would look fabulous. We could even get some old book page, which is somewhere here. And there it is. I have to wrap this around like that. Why don't we just do that? What do you think? I think that's an excellent idea right there. Edge it. Let's do that. Okay. I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to take all of my inks with me so everybody can give that a try. The problem is I don't know how many people are going to be there. I heard that even before they announced it, they had about 5 people sign up. Now, how those 5 people knew it was happening, I don't know, because I still haven't put together my, my photos and pictures and all of that. So, photos and pictures. My photos and bio and all of that stuff. So I'm not going to actually fold this because I want it kind of curved a little bit. But I'm going to just kind of lightly press it down so it's sort of bent. That way it'll fit nicely and then I'll have this nice curved look instead of that sharp edge right there. All right, let's get this bad boy glued down. So I don't know how those 5 people heard about it. I don't know. But if they haven't announced it yet and we've already got 5 people, I have no idea how many people will be there. And I don't know how many they can accommodate. So I don't know if it's a room for 20. Is it a room for, I don't know. Oh, my embroidery floss is trying to take a nosedive. All right. Okay, we got that glued on there. And it looks pretty nice. I like it. Okay. And I still have not, y'all are gonna so laugh at me. I still have not gotten one of those made one of those big things to go on top. And that means that I'm forever losing this. I have a little piece of tape stuck on the side so I can stick this right there. It doesn't mean that I do. It just means that I can. All right, I think I'm gonna go ahead and distress the rest of the way around this. Oh, that's looking so pretty already. Okay, that's done. We could put a nice little book plate thing right here if I have a corner punch, but it is really big. And so in my opinion, it doesn't make those nice little, I like the nice little small corners. I'm gonna have to get one of those. I don't think, I guess we could have put the ribbon under here, but I don't know how much ribbon and stuff we're going to have. And again, we're on a time crunch, so I don't think that's going to be a good plan, but I think we'll just keep our book like this. Okay, that is it for this time. We will do another video and work some more on this and see what we can do. An hour and a half. I don't know how much time we've taken, but let's keep our fingers crossed. Until then, I will see you folks later. Have a good one.